From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, March 13th. Today, all eyes have been on the news coming out about the Johnson & Johnson single-shot vaccine. It's been administered to nearly 7 million people so far, and most recently, the FDA and the CDC announced this morning that they are recommending a pause on administering the J&J vaccine because of 6 reported cases of severe blood clots after receiving the vaccine. The New York Times then reported that all 6 of the cases are in women. One of them died, and one of them is in critical condition. So, of course, thousands of people were wondering today, what does this mean for them as far as their scheduled shots at a mass vaccination clinic at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway today, exclusively planning on giving the Johnson & Johnson vaccines. Throughout the morning, we followed this breaking news on Daybreak. About 8:45 this morning, we learned that the State Department of Health said it is halting all of the vaccinations of Johnson & Johnson, beating the recommendation by the FDA and CDC, saying we're going to, just in an abundance of caution, we're going to pause administering any of these shots for now, and instead delivered the Moderna vaccine to IMS so people who want to still get those vaccinations can. Then Dr. Lindsay Weaver with the State Department of Health, she gave a news conference this morning at 9:15. We were there. Instead of breaking down everything that she said, here I want you to listen straight from her as she breaks down everything that they know and then what's going to happen in the coming hours and days as far as the plans moving forward.
So good morning. Thank you for coming out here today. So we're moving relatively quickly, just as you all did, to come out and get this information. We found out this morning through a joint announcement from the FDA and the CDC that they're recommending a pause on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. They found 6 cases out of the 6.8 million people who have received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine had a rare occurrence, something called a cerebral venous sinus thrombosis. And so they're recommending a pause to give time to review those cases. From what we understand, the Advisory Committee for Immunization Practices will be meeting tomorrow, and so we will be waiting to get more information from them. In the meantime, we are also recommending a pause on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine across the entire state of Indiana. We have notified all of our vaccine providers that we are going to be pausing until further notice. So here at IMS, we are very happy to announce that we were able to change direction really quickly, and we're actually offering the Moderna vaccine. Text messages started going out about a half an hour ago to everybody who was due to receive the vaccine today here at the track, letting them know that we are transitioning to the Moderna vaccine. And we are asking everybody as they arrive, letting them know that we now have the Moderna vaccine here today, asking them if they want to go ahead and get vaccinated. And I'm happy to announce that so far about 95% of the people who have come up are going ahead and getting vaccinated. I think something very important to remember here is that we really need people to get vaccinated, whichever vaccine that they have available to them. We are seeing an increase in our cases. We're watching closely for an increase in hospitalizations. We know that the variants are here in Indiana and across the entire country. So please go ahead and get vaccinated. Like I said, just a pause in the vaccine with the Johnson & Johnson right now, awaiting further notice, and that these were just 6 cases out of the 6.8 million Johnson & Johnson that have been given across the United States. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue, returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
How much is this going to hurt the big picture of the big vaccination effort going on across the country?
I think we're going to have to see exactly how long this pause lasts, whether they will come out with a recommendation that this is something that we have to monitor for, or whether it's actually going to be paused for a long time. So we'll know more here in the coming days, exactly what it means. Of course, we need more vaccine here in Indiana. So any time that we have to, where we're receiving less or don't have the ability to give as much as we would like, then of course that may hurt our vaccine efforts.
How many days of the clinic can you run here at the Speedway using Moderna vaccine?
So our team is going to be meeting later today. We have access to both Pfizer and Moderna from several different avenues, things that we have planned for in the future that we can transition and use the vaccines right now to put in arms. So as soon as we know a little bit further about how long this pause will last, and we'll put further statements out about what our plans are here at IMS.
Does this change your protocol? Because when people were getting Johnson & Johnson, it was one and done, but now you got to change the protocol here today because they're going to have to get scheduled for the second?
Exactly. So everyone who is getting the Moderna vaccine will have to get scheduled to get a second dose. We're still figuring out the details of exactly where that will be, but we'll be offering the second dose, which is 28 days from now, somewhere here in Indianapolis, and we are notifying everybody that's coming through to be on the lookout for further information for that.
For other clinics that are using the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, what are folks supposed to do if they were supposed to go somewhere that's not here at IMS?
So for the other clinics that we're planning for Johnson & Johnson for today or even for tomorrow, they're doing the same thing. They're making plans. So they have access to Pfizer or Moderna in order to be able to give those, or are they just going to put a pause and reschedule for a later date? So we're working closely with all of our vaccine providers across the state to help them work through those details.
For users that got the J&J vaccine over the weekend, past week, or past couple weeks, what's your message to them as they hear this news?
So I think, again, I want to underscore that these were 6 cases out of 6.8 million people, and this is exactly how the process is supposed to work. This is why we report adverse events, and this is why, and even the pause is important to take the time to really look at the cases to figure out, do they feel like it's from the Johnson & Johnson, and recommendations for the future. So for people who have received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine recently, I think that they can be rest assured that this seems to be extremely rare, at least. However, if you do develop a headache, shortness of breath, chest pain, any of those things in the 3 weeks after you got your vaccine, then yes, you need to seek health care and talk to your healthcare provider.
So we're assuming that none of the most severe J&J reactions have been reported in Indiana thus far?
Not that I'm aware of.
I'm a little confused, which most people who know me don't find that surprising. But how is this going to affect the subsequent days at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway clinic? You just don't know yet? It's too early to tell?
So we just found out, like I said, this morning exactly what's going on. So our team is going to be meeting and planning out whether, we're going to transition every single day to one of the other vaccines over the next, several days while we're here, or whether we're just going to wait it out day by day. We know that we have a 10 o'clock report out from FDA and CDC. We know that the Advisory Committee for Immunization Practices is meeting tomorrow. So I think we'll know a lot more in the next couple of days.
How many folks have come through IMS and been vaccinated as part of this program thus far?
Well, that's a great question. I don't have that number off the top of my head. We're doing 6,000 a day, or almost 6,000 a day.
For those that have appointments later this week here at IMS or later this month, do you recommend they make appointments elsewhere?
So right now, I would plan to keep your appointment. So we're going to do everything we can in our ability to have a vaccine available to people who want to come out here to IMS and get vaccinated.
Dr. Weaver, any final comments for everybody?
We really appreciate everyone being here today, and I just really wanted to assure people that this is part of the process. Having these pauses, taking these recommendations, and making plans to move forward. Getting vaccinated is so important. We still have a long way to go here in Indiana to get as many people vaccinated as we like. We have vaccine here. We're ready to vaccinate you. If you receive a message from us, then of course take action with it, and we're happy to be able to continue to provide the Moderna vaccine today.
And there you have it. That was Chief Medical Officer for the Indiana Department of Health, Dr. Lindsay Weaver, just breaking down what the plans are now and the meetings that are going to happen to make plans moving forward. 28 days from today, everyone who gets that first dose of Moderna at IMS will receive their second shot. Where is TBD? But as soon as we know that here at Wish TV, we will bring it to you. We are never far from this coverage. I think we're getting new information every couple of minutes throughout the morning today. And as soon as we got that, we brought it to you. Katie Wisely was live out at the Speedway talking with IMS. IMS was talking to the State Department of Health, and then the State Department of Health finally gave that briefing at 9:15 today. So if you missed it, that was it in its entirety. You can get much more information about Johnson & Johnson, the effects it had on these women reportedly, and all of the evolution of the story throughout the day and the coming days on wishtv.com. And of course, I'll provide you updates every morning here on the Daily 8 podcast. This has been your Daily 8, News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.